tweeted. I've officially tweeted. I'm the coolest guy on the internet because I'm on Twitter. Don't worry about me, guys. A lot of people have been asking, they say, hey, do you have a Twitter? Of course I do. Why do you think I'm psycho? David De La Rosa with the first donation of the night. Thank you for the 2, my friend. Says, hi, Joel. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastically swell. Give Pradeep the pets. I shall. I think he's off on the goop somewhere. I don't quite know where, though. Hey, do you have a Twitter? Great question. Of course I do. How else am I supposed to scream into the void? Do I stream on Twitch? You know, I never did, and people have been asking that a lot, and I feel like I should potentially do that. Crazy Ken's story time. Welcome back for half a whole ass year, my friend. You still have access to bonus content. Speaking of which, I did upload the creepy ambient 3-hour mix onto the bonus content for anybody. Enders love nature. Do not spam, my friend. I see you. I see you. Don't be naughty. But it's good to see you. And hey, Hannah, what's going on? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody squealing today? I hope no one here got unruly this weekend. Certainly not me. Jacob with the 10 arena says the King of Kings is in the house. I have a message for the new and improved Sexbots. Sexbots, you invade Joel's streams one more time and I'm going to destroy you just like I destroyed your friends. Lord have mercy. But thank you, Jacob, for the 10, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Amalia with the 5 says, Joel, last stream you were unhinged. You were like some desperate howling demon. You frightened me. Do it again. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. Did I? When was the last time I streamed? The last time I remember streaming was Thursday night. A bit of a blank memory otherwise. I'm trying to sell all my dad's antique cars and woo, it's a lot to think about. Does he have triples? Triples on the Viper? Because triples is safe. Triples is best. My voice is so dope. Thank you, Candy. I do be trying to speak and whatnot. I'm not Scottish anymore. Was I ever Scottish? I don't recall. Scootish. Are you Scott-ish? Ish. What mic are you using? A SMB7B? No. AKG C214. I like it a wee bit more. I never used the only thing silly about the SM7B, like sure it's like super popular and stuff, but it like requires a cloud lifter which like amplifies your, like it's a very quiet microphone, I guess, and it requires like a amplifying tool that's like $100. Beefy Boss with the 2 says, I'm sorry for missing the B-Day stream, love it. Hey, that's okay. People talk. I don't remember doing one, honestly. Every year I just become a year older and just completely miss it. Condenser. Yeah, I guess it is a condenser mic, huh? Condensed into a tiny little bean, and I keep it in my mouth and I speak to it. I'm the voice in your head. I should be. There should be no one else rattling around in there. For research purposes. It's a dynamic mic as opposed to a condenser that uses phantom power. Yeah, this one uses phantom. It's connected to, well, basically I have the AKG C214 streaming microphone connected to an XLR cord that goes to my mixer, which is a Zoom UAC2, converting analog sound into digital sound. Don't I sound smart when I say that? Yo, Vixa, what's good? Also, what's your profile picture? I always see it's like purple, and it appears to be some type of figure. The intro animation is so good. Yeah, that's Robin. Robin did that for me birthday. That was his present to me, the kind gentleman. I'm alive. I am alive, yeah. Never died. Can I dab for you guys? Sure. Dab. Dab. Dab on him. Yut. I dab on him. I grab on him. Slide. Dab on him. Grab on him. Slide. Whoom, whoom, whoom. Robin rocks. Robin really does rock. He's rather insane at what he does. What's the music playing in the background? That's beautiful. Yeah, this is 5 trees getting jiggy with my J's on. Sometimes you just gotta get jiggy with your J's on. Me, on the other hand, I wear thong sandals to get jiggy. You can finally draw. Nice. What are you gonna draw? It's some anime dude art. I edited the original picture. Oh, okay, nice. That's awesome. It kind of reminded me of the one artist I listened to last time in the stream. It was, or maybe it was like, I don't know when it was, but it was like called Sewer SLVT. They have a lot of like anime sort of distorted images. What stories are we reading tonight? Yes, so this is some Reddit stories. Let's Not Meet and Creepy Encounters. Potentially some submitted stories on the subreddit as well, which if you do have any, please submit them to reddit.com/r/letsreadofficial. Always happy to have submissions, and obviously, as many of you know, you can submit to letsreadsubmissions@gmail.com, which seems to be the preferred method for a large majority of people. Womp, 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 womp. Thick spam. The thickest of spam. Matching thong and thongs, yes. All from the same sandal company. The same chancla factory. Sandals without socks. You know it, bro. I won't be caught dead. Jen Child with the tenses. The first to bring the drunk live stream. And he raised the bar. Always gotta raise it. I was thinking though, because I only got through like one story and it wasn't a very productive stream, I was thinking maybe next year we could play video games or something like that. I don't know. Like some sort of fun adventure story-driven video game, or I don't know. Maybe horror-related story-driven video game. I remember we played, this is years ago, I guess, but I played during stream, what the fuck was it called? Paint. It was like a painted Layers of Fear, yeah. Oh yeah, so the name of the current song here is Pootie, I Be Robin, and it's on Trap Zone 6 on the YouTube channel Smooth sounds. Some journaling? You want me to do some journaling? You want me to write in your journal? Give you my John Han chicken. What is a cookie stall? Good fucking question. I still don't know what the hell a goddamn cookie stall is. One of that stream's greatest mysteries. Cam Jar. That's a great name. Welcome to the Buttersaw Call. You now have access to bonus content, which, like I said, for any members out there, please check out the new bonus content on the bonus content playlist. It's like 3 hours of some relaxing underwater sounds. How old was I when I started my YouTube channel? So it was 2014, believe it or not. It's a long ass time ago. So I was 24. So this August, I guess, will be the 8 years of doing YouTube. Pretty wild, you know, how fast time can just blaze on by. Can I say hello to you? Hello, hello. Yes, please journal for me, Joe. I used to have to submit a journal for my dance improv class, and that would have been hella creative. Interesting. You had to actually write for a dancing class. Anyone else obsessed with Kate Bush's song from Stranger Things? I've not seen the newer Stranger Things season. You know what I did watch? Oh yeah, this is actually exciting. I watched the new season of, what the fuck's it called? Love, Death, and Robots. And it's fucking awesome. Lauren, thank you. I cure your depression, not gonna lie. Good. Get rid of that shit. I was also thinking, like, we talked about this before, I was like, whenever I'm like down, like, there's just something about cardio. Doing anything like working out or cardio that you just like takes your brain away from whatever negative feelings you're having. I think humans are just like, I mean, because aren't humans like one of the only creatures that can like run the longest distances or something without dying? I feel like that's just like built into who we are, you know what I mean? Which episode is my favorite? Yeah, so in Love, Death, and Robots Season 3, my favorite episode out of that whole 9 episodes, and not to spoil it, was episode 2. The one with the giant enemy crab. I just fucking love that one. I feel like I had like the strongest sense of like action mixed with like intrigue and like storytelling. And it was cool too because it was a very unique idea, you know. But they were able to like sort of encompass that very quickly with some exposition in the beginning. Mega with the 5 says, anyone near Philly want a 1972 Motorola Marinelli? It's emerald green and I got it from the OG owner in Indiana. Hi, Jola. Yeah. Let's not use the YouTube channel to sell vehiculars here. We'll just do that on Craigslist. But it is good to see you, Mega. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm gonna play the Quarry. It's a horror game phone. From the makers of Until. The Quarry. Yeah, I did see that. That would be a great one to play. And I legitimately might get that one because I never actually played through Until Dawn. But that would be dope as fuck, actually. I mean, if I don't play games until birthday next year. Oh shit! Ooh. Goddamn, Ellen with a big $100 Reno donation out of nowhere. Says, you're amazing, Joel. I was having a bad day, but this made my day 100 times better. Well, you just made my day $100 better. So thank you so much, Ellen. Seriously, I'm glad I can help you. I really appreciate that. Seriously, that's freaking snooge. Biggest dono right out the fraggin' gate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This man, let's read. Is it true you be making your homemade kombucha drink? No, I do have a little kombucha here. Well, it's actually one of those like Bragg organic apple cider vinegar refreshers. Prebiotic, your daily dose of wellness. Concord grape and hibiscus. Pretty tasty. How did you miss 100 shots? You miss 100 shots that you don't take. I really don't intend to annoy you, but can you please change the music to something else? Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll change it up next time here. It's only about a minute left. And then we'll go into the dark ambient. How do I get motivated to continue living my life? Well, I guess I would need some more specifics on exactly what your circumstances would be to kind of understand where the lack of motivation comes from or the current situation. But what's up, Susan? What's going on? Have you ever done a face reveal? I have not, no. But yeah, we got 30 more seconds. We'll kick this off. My face was revealed in an image called Lemon Party. It was a viral video. Very similar to 2 girls, 30 cups. Oh, Oxy. Hey. Did I make Oxy a mod? I don't remember this. Huh. I guess? Unless one of the mods changed their name to Oxy to be funny or something like that. That's weird. I'm fairly certain I'm the only one that can do modding, but I legitimately don't recall when that happened or how that happened. I mean, it's like, wait, other mods can make people mods? I did not know this. You passed your physics and math classes. Fuck yeah, let's go. Alright, friends, I'm switching over to the dark music. Maybe during the stream. Really? That'd be hilarious in my, like, drunken stupor. I'm just like, alright, you're a mod. You're in charge of everything. I look like Jake Gyllenhaal. I always thought I looked more like Wesley Snipes. Hello and good night. I'm gonna pass out. Oh, no worries, Hanny. Good to see you. Real down to earth, these music selections. Heck yeah. You know I always get that good. Oh yeah, the party hat. I gotta get rid of that. There we go. It's gone now. No more birthday hat. But yeah, how many stories we got? We got 11 stories. We got a big old pack of stories to bust open. Like Pokemon cards. Wouldn't even be, Oh wait, Oxy's trolling because... Wait. Well, he's got the blue name too. Shit. I gotta be honest with you, out of all the things during this... Huh. Unless Oxy hacked me. Did you hack me and... Anyways, I was making a joke about any of these cards being holographic or rare. Probably most of them are going to be. Exactly that. They're all Charizards, just straight, one after another. Is Mod like a capo in the Mafia? No, I mean, as long as they, wield the power of Modship well and don't, let it go to their head or some shit. I don't know. Not that, I mean, most of our mods are good. As long as you don't, like, target anybody or you drunk hacked me. Interesting. All through the power of, the implications. Alright, anyways. Wait, my name... Oh. The Elan School. This one's about school. I definitely let it go to my head. Don't do that. Sorry, I gotta look up how to say this school. It's a story about a school, and it's called Elan. I think it's just Elan. 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 Jacob with the 5 says, Joel, I'm not in a very good mood. Stephanie and I had an argument, and now I'm in a foul mood. No, you must be friends forever. You pay good money to see me play a story game. It would be pretty funny, I think. You've been depressed for a while and you feel invisible to everyone. How come? You need to do commercial voice work and Audible books too. I do be trying. It's a lot of shit to keep up with sometimes. Commercials wouldn't be bad, I feel like, because I could bang those out probably pretty fast. And I actually hear like doing commercials make good money. And I feel like I kind of have the voice for doing commercials. Whoa, look out. Hold on, let me Oh, I gotta clear out this shit, sorry. Oh, wait. Never mind. I guess I already did. Miss Molly with the 5 says, Joel, my love, I'm here. How are you? Saturday was fun. I'm glad you cut it short, to be honest. It seemed like you had enough. Love you. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, man. Like, the previous year, like, the previous year, it wasn't like a big deal about, taking the shots and stuff. And this year it just caught up with me and I got a little stupid. My name is Abigail, and I'm a survivor of the Elan School. The Elan School was founded in Maine by a psychiatrist and a former heroin addict. And the purpose of the school was to serve as a therapeutic boarding school that specialized in behavior modification. From what I understand, only the worst of the worst were sent there, and I was, I admit, definitely... From what I understand, only the worst of the worst were sent there. And I was, I admit, and the sentence confuses the shit out of me, and I was to admit, I don't understand how to, like, decode this. The worst of the worst were sent there, and I was... I'll just say, and I definitely fell in that guy. From what I understand, only the worst of the worst were sent there, and I admit that I definitely fell into that category. I'd rather not go into the kinds of things that I was up to during my teenage years, as I like to think that I put the past well and truly behind me, and just thinking about it is honestly kind of triggering. I was sent to the school in 2003 by parents who just didn't know what else to do to curb my self-destructive and selfish behavior. They loved me, they still do, but one of the things they told me before they dropped me off was that some of the techniques employed by the school could be described as, well, extreme. I figured that would mean stricter than anywhere else I'd been sent to before, when in reality, it meant that those who ran the place were completely and utterly insane. With it technically being a school, education was considered a right, but those of us who earned the right were still robbed of an education. The hours where you were actually taught anything from about 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wait, what? The hours where you were actually taught anything... Oh, okay. Jacob with the 5 says, I'll tell you what, I'm in a fool mood, and I'm not going to take it out on the Butterstock cult. I'm going to take it out on those sax bots. Good. Redirect any negativity towards intruders. How's the favorite kitty? He's good. He's somewhere around here. Oh, there he is. He's in a pretty cute position behind me. The hours where you were actually taught anything were from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., and there was no homework, no tests, no projects. For example, math class consisted of grabbing a math book and handing the teacher at least one page of work. Just one page, then you were told to leave. The rest of our days consist of almost entirely what the staff called conditioning, but trust me, it was basically just brainwashing. At first, most kids wanted no part of it and tried to resist the kind of stuff that we were subjected to. But any that did that were subjected to even harsher conditioning than those who just let it happen. If you resisted, any kind of privilege you had was taken away, and there was absolutely no way for you to advance in the program until you could prove yourself as a viable candidate, which meant allowing yourself to be brainwashed. This would eventually lead to you being responsible for the conditioning of other students. This way, kids were put into 2 distinct categories, known as strength and non-strength. Some kids took around 6 months to earn the title of strength. Other kids took years, and some never proved themselves worthy. Non-strengths were forbidden from communicating or interacting with non-strengths in any non-strengths were forbidden from communicating and interacting with non-strengths. Okay, I don't know if that's correct or not, but... You never have a cat, they have you. True. He's a messy boy. Pradeep ASMR. Shake the cat into the microphone. Non-strengths were forbidden from communicating or interacting with non-strengths in any shape or form, essentially as a form of social isolation to slowly but surely break them down. Anyone who was particularly rebellious, or who tried to think for themselves, were thrown into what was basically an isolation room, where they were forced to stay for months at a time. They had to sleep on a dirty mattress on the floor where we were... They had to sleep on a dirty mattress on the floor, which were brought to them in... They had to sleep on Kitty's name is Pradeep. They had to sleep on dirty mattresses on the floor, which were brought to them at midnight, before being woken up at around 7 in the morning to begin their days. The sleep deprivation broke people down faster that way. The staff members consisted almost entirely of former Elan students who were hired after graduating from the program. That way, they kept it more like a cult than any kind of school. Lots of the senior staff members used to pull into the parking lot in really fancy cars too. I'm talking BMWs and Mercedes and stuff, so they clearly made a lot of money from what they should have really been.
Hey, listen!
Cheyenne Dory Bob, 32 months as a mischievous frog. Welcome back for another month. Says thanks for always being you. Thank you, Cheyenne Dory Bob. Always good to see your name. I appreciate you. Thank you. And Stephanie Bowling with the 10 says, yes, Joel, the game and I got into an argument today, and obviously the game is not in the best of moods tonight. But I can't help my unexpected mood swings because I'm 7 months pregnant. Okay. Sounds like you guys need to talk it out. But thank you for the 10, appreciate it. I'm talking BMWs and Mercedes and stuff, so they clearly made a lot of money from what should have really been a non-profit organization. You'd think a person would have to be highly qualified to hold a position like that too, maybe with a degree in psychology, education, or social work. But a lot of the staff members had never been to college. Their sole qualification was having graduated the Elan program. And speaking of money, Elan raked in cash based on the amount of time it took for you to graduate. You had to have a minimum of 7 promotions before you were a candidate for graduation, and each promotion took a minimum of 3 months. The majority of the kids never made it past the 5th promotion, and some of them were there for literally years while Elan leached their parents' bank accounts. Some kids arrived at 14 or 15 and had to wait until they turned 18 to legally sign themselves out, while other kids stayed way past their 18th birthdays, all on the recommendation of the staff. One guy was 23 during my time there, and he'd been there since he was at least 16. That means his parents paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for their kid to be turned into a brainless, obedient slave to that program. One of the worst parts was there was an almost complete Carrie Arioka. I hope I'm saying that right, but welcome to the Buttersock Call. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you again. And Lord of Hollows, thank you for the 5 stars. I wasn't able to make the B-Day stream, sadly, so happy late birthday. Hope it was fun as the last one. I do believe it was it was a good time. But thank you, Lord of Hollows. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. You would think that there would be some sort of standardization to schools that this kind of stuff couldn't happen. This is fucking weird. One of the worst parts was that there was an almost complete communications blackout between us and the outside world, meaning we were not allowed to write or receive letters until we earned the right, and that could take anything from 8 months to a year. When someone found out where I was and wrote me, my unopened letters were ripped up in front of me as motivation to move in the program. Then, when you finally earned the right to write letters, all outgoing correspondence to parents, extended family, or friends was thoroughly screened. It was very common for us to have to write many different drafts until we were accepted for mailing. On top of that, all phone calls to our parents were monitored, and we were only allowed about 15 minutes a week of phone call time. It says all the whole. Is it trying to say on the whole? Beefy Boss with the 2, thank you. Amber Heard's dog stepped on a bee. That's too controversial for the channel, to be honest with you. Oh, you didn't get the notification? Damn. Yeah, those pesky notifications. That's why I always say just follow me on Twitter at Let's Read Creepy, and hit the notifications there, because I'm fairly certain that those go off every time I tweet. Oh, all the while. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't compute in my head. Beefy Boss with the 1, thank you. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. All the while, the person who monitored the call would have their hand hovering over the hang-up button as a constant reminder that any slip-up would result in the call being terminated. As for the real crazy stuff, every morning we were all forced to take part in a ritual that the staff called a general meeting. As for the real crazy stuff, every morning we were all forced to take part in a ritual that the staff called a general meeting. These consisted of the entire house, which was like 60 plus boys and girls, all screaming at one kid who stood behind a broomstick of all things. A lot of the time, they were forcibly held still by 2 older students so they would have to accept the punishment. But without a doubt, the worst part was that they were forced to participate in staff-organized fight clubs, all designed to humiliate one kid who would be forced to fight at least 3 others. Even the kids who mostly followed the rules were forced to fight in the name of good. All it took was one slip-up, and you'd be thrown into the ring as a way of keeping you scared and obedient. A kid once died after being subjected to this punishment too. You can look it up. His name was Phil Williams, and he was 15 years old when he died. Then, for everything you ever did, you had to seek permission. That's pretty fucked up, holy shit. What is this place? Like, how the fuck? How have I never heard of this shit? Hanner. Welcome back, Hanner. Hanner Banana. It's probably the first time Hannah's ever heard someone call her Hannah Banana. Probably never a single time in her life ever has she ever heard that term. Beefy Boss, thanks for another buckaroonie, my friend. Thank you, thank you.
Listen.
Then, for everything you ever did, you had to seek permission from a staff member first. This might sound like I'm exaggerating, but I knew a kid who was forced to clean bathroom urinals. Bathroom urinals. Jesus Christ, sorry. This might sound like I'm exaggerating, but I knew a kid who was forced to clean bathroom urinals with a toothbrush because he smiled without permission. Seriously, I thought it was just a rumor at first until the kid himself confirmed it. I don't think he ever smiled again for literally years after that. He just didn't want to risk going through that again. I didn't actually graduate the program, and I only stayed for 2 years until I could legally sign myself out as an adult. When I told my mom and dad about how the school was ran, they didn't believe me. I don't really blame them, to be honest. I put them through so much at that point, and the idea of kids fighting in a literal boxing ring and getting screamed at for therapy is so far out there that I don't think I'd have believed it myself in action. Holy shit. It was like a whole paragraph sentence. Which are fine. Oh, Nexpeditive illness. Oh, I think I did see that. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, you guys should definitely check out the Nexpo video on this. This is actually a collab with Nexpo. Nightmare Expo. I don't really blame them, to be honest. I'd put them through so much at that point, and the idea of kids fighting in a literal boxing ring and getting screamed at for therapy is so far out there that I don't think I'd have believed it myself unless I actually saw it firsthand. I think that's the reason Elon got away with it for so long. People just thought the stories about it were all just exaggerated by kids who had serious behavioral problems. That, and the staff were so good at hiding evidence of what they were doing that stuff like the kid dying after the boxing ring were impossible to prove. When I heard about the place getting shut down in 2011, I actually cried with relief. The idea that no one else was going to have to go through what I went through was like a weight lifted from my soul. Elon fixed me in a way, but only because I realized that as much as I hated the world, and a lot of the people in it, there were always worse places. And Elon truly is hell on earth for those who refuse to give in to the cult that it is. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Well, that was kind of a holographic Charizard story right out the gate.
Listen.
Christina with the 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They still do this type of therapy, though. I watched a show on it. Yeah, was it like a military school or something like that? Or do they still do like military schools like that? Also, it was kind of funny. I went to get, well, after working out, my friend wanted to get food. So we went to this like sushi place. And like after we left, I was like, can I get like a cup of tea? Like whatever kind of tea that you guys make, like, can I just get that to go? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And they brought me like a plastic, Tupperware bowl, but like filled with the tea. But the tea was like legitimately like piss yellow. So literally, I don't know, it just like looked like I was going to my car, it just looked like I was carrying a fucking urine sample. It's just really funny. Because like, how the fuck are you supposed to drink that in your car? Just like pop off a lid and just slosh it around. It's good and I like the taste. Piss. Did I get diarrhea hangover? I was a little hungover the next day. But yeah, I pretty much just slept the whole day away. When I was in my 20s, I was unmedicated. No, sorry, I was confused. I was unmedicated bipolar. Oh, I see. When I was in my 20s, I was unmedicated bipolar, type 1, and was dealing with an immense amount of unprocessed trauma. Being bipolar, I was also being super promiscuous and just not making good choices. I was using OkCupid and matched with a guy. He seemed pretty normal, worked at a smoke shop, had a dog, no kids, and was married. Oh, and was married, okay. Did I go to the Waffle House the next? No, I couldn't even, I don't know. I just kept sleeping until I felt okay. The thing is, I needed like a whole gallon of pickle juice. That would have made things better, probably. Oh wait, Fry, I was thinking you should start, make hip-hop beats called low-fry beats. I was using OkCupid and matched with the guy. Seemed pretty normal. Worked at a smoke shop, had a dog, no kids, but was married. Come to find out that they were looking for someone who would be down for you-know-what. We talked for a few weeks and then he invited me over. I was manic, like manic, and I said yes. I walked to the street corner of my apartment and told him where I was. He picked me up in a newer BMW and we drove across town to his place. When I get there, the vibe was awkward, if that makes sense. I met his wife and we all chatted. She told me that she was a registered nurse at the local hospital and was showing me her tattoos. After a while, he offered to make us drinks. My mom always told me to be careful taking drinks from strangers at bars and such, and my dumb self assumed it was fine since I was already at the house. Still, I watched him. He had made several mini vodka bottles he had several mini. Jacob with the 10 says, unlike Stephanie, I'm not religious. People go to church every Sunday, so that's just... Okay, cool. Thank you for the 10, Jacob. How did I feel? I honestly didn't feel as hungover as I would have imagined, but yeah, like just getting rehydrated and then like continuing to sleep forever. It just sucks because it really puts a damper on your next day. You finished your bottle of Screwball and drink the hot and spicy pickles, okra juice, and was right as rain the next day and still have some Apothic Inferno. He had several mini vodka bottles and was pouring them into glasses. He had a juice of some kind and served them. It tasted like an ordinary, cheaply terrible drink, way too much booze, and was dry. After a while, I felt super anxious. His wife had gone into the bathroom and I was alone with her husband, and something just felt off. I felt nauseous and just overall felt sick. I worked at the hospital and assumed I was just picked up some... I worked at the hospital and assumed that I just picked up some bug. I stood up and it felt like the entire world had shifted, and I darn near fell over the couch. I didn't think that I drank that much, but I thought that I must have. I grabbed my bag and tell him that I was going to call a cab to go home. Immediately he stood up and loudly said, "No, you can't." He said it almost too fast and frantic. It scared the life out of me and I knew immediately I needed to leave. I told him I wasn't staying and I was leaving. He tried to block the door, but being shorter than him, I ducked under his arm. He tried to grab my shoulder, but I shook him off and swung at him, and my blow landed on his throat and knocked the wind out of him. I took that opportunity and ran as fast as I could out the door into the street. I had a cab number saved into my phone from a really nice cabbie. It was his personal cell number and was a close friend of someone I knew well. I don't really know why, but I just called him. He answered groggily and clearly just woken up from sleeping. I'm sobbing as I told him what happened. He perked up right away and told me to walk to the gas station across the way and wait for him there.
Hey, listen.
Less than 5 minutes later, he was pulling into the parking lot. He jumped out and ran over to me. He had remembered taking me home, so he knew the address already. He told me to have a friend meet me at my house and stay with me. My friend met us there and brought me inside. I don't remember the rest at all. Apparently, I was acting erratic and making no sense. She called 911 and an ambulance came, and I woke up in the hospital with the doctors telling me that I had such a high amount of benzodiazepines in my system that it was a miracle that I made it home alive. I filed a police report and the nurse was arrested. I'm not sure what happened from there, but I'm just so grateful for the cabbie that came to my rescue. Cheyenne Dory Bob with the 10 says, "No more drama, please, and thanks. We're all here to chill with Let's Read and Pradeep. Thank you so much for all your content and amazing ramble rants." Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no drama. Why can't everyone just get along? But thank you, Cheyenne, for the 10. I appreciate it. Yay, benzos. What story are you reading? This one's from Reddit. It's a Reddit story. How do you say your name? Say my name? Let's read? Or what are you asking? Stephanie, thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. I'm a 31-year-old female, states away from home on a business trip. About an hour ago, around 8:30 p.m. here, I had just gotten back to my room from a work dinner. I heard shuffling in the hallway and peeked out the peephole. I saw a figure seemingly outside the room to the left of mine, looking outward. They were knocking lightly and said twice quickly, "Hello? Hello?" Then it sounded like the door opened and closed. I was like, okay, they must have forgotten what room they were in or something and someone let them in. I walk back to the main part of my room and I hear shuffling again. I look out again and see a figure. Can't really make out what the person looks like, but I see them on the other side of my room this time, and again hear light knocking and, "Hello? Hello?" No, I'm starting to get a weird spidey sense of like, what's going on? I see the figure leave and think, okay, that was weird. Then I again start hear shuffle. Joel, how do you pronounce it? Yeah, it's Joel. Or Joel, whatever. Depending on where you are in the world. What number story are you on? This is story number 3 of 11. It's Joel, like pole or hole or mole. Or, scary alien stories. I wish, man. Nobody ever has any cool alien stories. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. Click that like button if you would be so kind. Please do try to get along with each other. Then I again start hearing shuffling. I start walking toward the hotel room door and hear a light knock of what sounded to be my door. And again I hear, "Hello? Hello?" And immediately after, someone attempts to open my door. Thank God I had the cross latch pulled over, not the deadbolt though. My heart stopped as I stood there and watched the door hit the latch and fall back shut. I called the front desk and informed them that someone had just tried entering my room and I'm not staying with anyone. The front desk attendant just replied, "I don't have any housekeeping up there." To which I replied, "Okay, well that's concerning. Can you please send someone up to check around?" Oh shit. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. As I was twerking, I got a bit of a cough. D Shore, thank you for the 3349. Hi. Hello, hello. And thank you again. Appreciate that. And Star Ryan Graham with the 5 says, "Love your videos, keep doing what you're doing." Thank you, Star. Appreciate it. And SJ Curtis with the 5 says, "Hey dude, how's it going? Just wanted to say you make my drives tolerable. Everything is 20 minutes away, which seems to be the average story time." Oh, perfect. Can squeak in. It's always, yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate I live pretty close to stuff, but, you know, if I was out in, a little bit more out in the sticks, it would be really annoying trying to get to places and just always having to use the gas. Do I actually twerk? Of course I do. Can't you hear it? Clap. Just finished a bracelet. Nice. Then again, wait, fuck. The front desk, oh yeah, to which I reply. To which I replied, "Okay, well, that's concerning. Can you please send someone up to check around?" The attendant replied, "Well, there's no manager on duty." To which I asked if I should call the police instead because I was very worried as I started to cry a bit. She replied that I should do what I thought I needed to do. I hung up and cried for a bit, not sure what to do. I didn't want to ask for another room because I was too scared to leave now. 10 minutes later, the hotel phone starts ringing. I was honestly feeling really scared to answer, but I did. It was the front desk attendant, and she said the police were going to be coming to my room, and she didn't want me to panic when I heard someone knocking on my door. I said okay and hung up. I sat there and thought, how do I know this is legit? Whoever tried to access my room had a key, otherwise how else would the door have actually opened? A few minutes later, as expected, I hear a knock. I looked out the peephole and saw 2 male officers. I didn't ask to see ID, which, in hindsight, it actually would have been the smart thing to do, but I was so shaken up and not really thinking. I opened the door and they asked what was going on. I told them all about what I explained above. They said that it was good that I had cross-latched the pole over. They said it was good that I had the cross latch pulled over because the door would open if not. And I responded, "It's a hotel. What do you mean? What's the point of the access card then?" And wiggled the handle. We were in the hallway, talking with my door open. Then they took a pause and they were like, "Oh, it automatically locks?" Again, I'm like, "Yeah, it's a hotel." So then they had me shut the door and open it with the key to test, and sure enough, it didn't open without the access card. Then they said it was probably housekeeping. I responded that the front desk attendant told me that there was no housekeeping up here when I called, plus it was 8:30 p.m. Why would housekeeping be coming up at that time unless I had requested someone to come by? Plus, I noticed housekeeping had already been by during the day because my trash was emptied and dirty towels were gone. They ultimately told me that they thought it was housekeeping and to not worry, but if anything else happened or I felt unsafe, to call them. They also said that if I wanted to change rooms, they were sure the hotel would accommodate this. I said okay, but I started to cry and they left. Now I'm sitting in my room, laying under the covers in my clothes. I'm not sure if I'll sleep tonight. I'm also too afraid to change rooms because I don't want to leave this room. I have the cross latch pulled over and the deadbolt locked. I think I'm safe. Am I just being paranoid? Was it probably housekeeping? Or should I be doing something else, different?
What do you guys think? Da, da, da.
Walking the planking? What? Jacob with the 2, no worries, dude. Just try to talk about not your family. Just talk about things that make you happy or something like that, or I don't know. You don't. It's whatever, man. Wait, there was like an update for this. Edit, status update. I'm home safely and promptly came home with a nasty bug, slowly crawling out of it. Thanks for all the comments. Oh, alright. Dang. She didn't get eaten. Real Wagyu beef should not be made into burgers. Yeah, I think I did see that or something. What do I think about the Attack on Titan OP rumbling? I'm not sure. I have no idea. I don't really know much about Attack on Titan at all. Hanging out in my ocean in Minecraft listening to you. Nice. Can you breathe underwater? You know what's funny though? I did have a dream while the night after streaming from drinking that I was in this like big aquarium sized pool, and my buddy and he didn't even do it like maliciously, he just like did it to be like, yo, check this out, and like grabbed my foot and like pulled me all the way down to the pool just to experience what it felt like. And I was like trying to hold my breath to like get to the top, but at one point I thought I was gonna I couldn't hold it any longer, so I breathed, and I was like, whoa, I can breathe underwater. But I guess it's because I could breathe in real life. Some of these independently owned hotels, they will walk into the room, the owner, one of her furniture market, walked in, told me I forgot something and rubbed my face, so what? I'm confused, sorry. Back for the first time in months. Missed the streams a lot. Well, welcome back, Jaden. Good to have you. Drink dreams are gnarly. Yeah, I've been taking some of the more of those ZMAs again. That zinc, magnesium, vitamin. I think it's a vitamin B6 or something like that. And like, those dreams are weird as fuck. And it's weird though, because I only with them, I don't really sleep that long with them. Like, it's pretty short amount of time of sleep. But for some reason, I feel pretty refreshed, but I can't quite tell. Yeah, water in dreams is pretty sick. I feel like dreams are like the coolest part about life, as weird as that sounds. Like, maybe that's kind of lame to say, but I moved to Miami back in November last year. I was living in Central Florida earlier. people were much nicer and way more helpful. Miami people kind of shocked me. Miami people, I see. What is it I'm taking? It's called ZMAs. It's like it's on Amazon. It's like a combination of like zinc, magnesium, and B6 or something like that. But taking magnesium before bed has been shown to like help relax your central nervous system to like shut down and fall asleep. Miami people kind of shocked me. It took me a while to get adjusted to how things work here. I'm a 21-year-old female, and I moved here with a friend from back home, and she's around my age as well. We had recently moved and didn't have a car, and we're still figuring things out. I went to the bank to get something with my account sorted out. As I said, we didn't have a car, so we basically Ubered everywhere at that point. So we reached the bank, and then we tried to go to the building, and it's closed. It didn't say that on Google, by the way. So at this point, we were frustrated and looking for another bank to go to. During this, a lady, around 45 to 50, walks up to us. She was wearing a hijab, a head covering worn in public by some Muslim women, and my friend, who's also a practicing Muslim, was very happy to see someone else who looked familiar. Away from home, we all look for something that makes us feel at home, I suppose. Does eating bananas late at night cause bad dreams? I don't know. I definitely think like I definitely don't get very good rest whenever I eat before bed, and sometimes if I do like a big I'm not even sure, just like a big meal or something before bed, it just like gives me wild dreams, but they're definitely not good ones. Away from home, we all look for something that makes us feel at home, I suppose. She and the woman started talking to each other. She told the woman about how we were stuck there because the bank was closed. The lady seemed helpful, a little too helpful. She offered to drop us off at the other bank, which was open, and we politely denied. This was the first red flag for me because who would in a normal situation with good intentions ask two young girls to sit in their car and drive them around the city? She was very persistent, and my friend gave in. I told her in our language that I don't think it's a good idea. She was totally convinced, and there wasn't much that I could do at that point because I didn't want to argue with my friend. I took a picture of the license plate of the woman's car and sat in the back of her car while my friend sat in front. It seemed like the woman stayed in her car. The car was a little gross, to be honest. I shared my live location instantly along with the license plate number with a group of my friends because something just didn't feel right to me. At this point, the woman and my friend are constantly talking about what places to get food and all of that. I was just sitting in the back seat trying to mind my own business, but this woman started asking for our address. My friend still didn't get a bad feeling, but thankfully she didn't have the address on her because we had just moved and she asked me. I told her again in my language that this is creepy. Why is she asking so many questions? After I said that, my friend kind of thought about it and processed it. This woman asked for our numbers, which we had to share with her because at this point we were in her car and couldn't really deny anything she'd asked. She talked about how she wanted us to meet some of her friends and how she could take us out. I couldn't wait to get out of her car. She told us that she was a realtor. She said that she was a movie director, and then she kept changing whatever she was saying all around. It was very sus. We finally reached the bank. I couldn't wait to get out of that car. We started getting out, and this woman got out as well. She went over to my friend's side, grasped her hand real tight to the point of actually hurting her, and told her that she wants to take us to meet someone. Now, this was in broad daylight outside of a bank, but with all the gun violence in Florida, I was still kind of scared. She started pulling my friend, trying to get her to go inside the car, and my friend at this point almost had tears in her eyes. She didn't say anything, but the look in her eyes said, "Get me out of here." Now, scared me too. Whoops. Now, this scared me too because who did she want? Now, this scared me too because who did she want us to meet? Why was it so urgent? Was she willing to hurt us if we didn't comply? She was so persistent, she kept pulling my friend's arm. She was a tiny woman, maybe only 5 feet tall, and my friend and I are about 5'6" and 5'9", so worst case, we could have fought her off easily, but I wasn't willing to take a chance because what if she was armed? At this point, I tell this woman in a very friendly voice, "Oh my god, we should definitely go, but it's 3:30, the bank's almost about to close. I have a small work like 5 minutes, so let me get... What is it? I have a small work like about 5 minutes, so let me get done with this and then we're all... I don't even know, maybe like a small errand to run or something. IDK. Oh, I have to leave. I hope you all have a great night. I'm texting this. It looks like I'm busy because my crush is here and I'm going to ask him out. Wish me luck. Good luck, Susan. Go on, get it. Get that date. Thank you, D. Good to see you. Oh my god. We should definitely go, but it's almost 3:30. The bank's about to close. I just got a few things to do and they're only about 5 minutes, so let me go get this done and then we're all yours. She hesitates, still holding my friend's hand in hers, not letting her go, pulling on her. I try to talk to her again, very, very nicely. I tell her to just give us 5 minutes tops and we'll be ready to go. She says okay and that she'll wait in her car. She lets go of my friend's hand and we tell her, "See you," and we walk to the bank. We get into the bank, scared, mortified, and we wait until the bank closes. And we just wait inside the bank. We get an Uber and walk out with a bunch of people who are leaving, sit in the Uber, and make sure that we're not being followed. During the time that we were inside the bank, we got a frantic spam call from this woman's number. She texted us, called us repeatedly. We blocked her number, and we were so scared that we could barely talk until we reached home. That day we learned that no matter how familiar a person looks or feels, always keep your guard up, because there's good people, but there's also some bad ones, and they come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Keep forgetting to drink my tea. Lieutenant Dan. Teabag me. What's my opinion on cheaters? Like people who cheat in video games? They're pieces of shit who should get martial punishment. The other day I was grocery shopping at my local Walmart with my 4-month-old. While I was loading up my vehicle, I heard an "Excuse me" from behind. My cart was very full to the point of almost overflowing with larger items, toilet paper, diapers, etc. So I thought maybe something fell out of my car or I left something behind in the store. As I turned around, there was a woman about 2 feet away from me, which in and of itself kind of startled me. She was holding a bouquet of wilted flowers. Wilted farters. What's up, Sydney? When's my birthday? It was this past Saturday. Scatterday. Any stories with cookie stalls? Thankfully, not today. I was thinking, like, do they cook the cookies at the cookie stall? Because I'm just thinking, like, a kiosk in a mall, because I think that's where she worked. Do they even have, like, an industrial oven to cook enough shit? Game cheating when in play with others is very low down, not cool. Well, that's, yeah, like, people who cheat in video games, it's just so embarrassing. Like, you're really that much of a loser that not only are you wasting your time playing a fucking competitive video game, but you're not even gonna, like, try to actually get good at it like a normal person. You're just gonna, like, cheat to get to the top, and maybe not even get to the top, depending on what the game is. It's just like, how do you even feel proud about that, or like satisfied or anything, unless it just like feels good, or I don't know. People are weird. Oh, your birthday was Saturday this year too? Oh wait, so then are we born on the exact same day then, Amber, I wonder? That'd be weird. Have you ever been through the daunting experience of working at a mall? I have not, no. I've never worked at a mall. I've been at them. Well, actually, it's a lie. I did work at a mall. I was Santa Claus. But I was Santa Claus for like the summer months, so it was just like really awkward. No one wanted, and they didn't let me in the store, so I just sat outside on at the bus stop with like a brown paper bag. No one wanted to sit on my lap. It was weird. It's bullshit, honestly. As I turned around, there was a woman about 2 feet away from me, which in and of itself startled me. She was holding a bouquet of wilted flowers and was handing me a rose, saying, "Happy Mother's Day." Out of instinct, I reached out and took the rose from her. I immediately became hyper-aware of my surroundings and instinctively grabbed onto the cart which had my son in his car seat still in it, and the conversation went as follows. "Happy Mother's Day." Thank you. I need donations. My child is very, very sick." And she tries to show me a laminated but old-looking piece of paper, but it was under her arm, holding it. "Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have any cash on me to give you." She stares at me for a few seconds. "But, my child, I need donations." I'm starting to get nervous. "I really, really wish I could help, but I can't." And I handed her the rose back. "You don't want it? My child is very sick." You keep the flower for yourself, and I hope your child gets better. Sorry." She grabs the flower from me and starts running to other people in the parking lot. I was really scared and started to almost panic, but I put my son into the vehicle, trying to not touch him with the hand that was holding the flower because of the stories I've read and been told. I then got into my vehicle and locked the doors and started washing my hands with a sanitizer that I kept in the vehicle. I sat there for a few minutes, making sure nobody was around me and nothing was happening to me, and then I filed a police report for suspicious behavior. Maybe I overreacted, and this woman really was looking for help for her child, but the whole situation seemed incredibly fishy to me, especially after she left me. She went to other people and was even banging on their car windows. While I was filing the police report, I watched a man driving around the same area of the parking lot taking pictures of the same vehicle and parking in multiple different spots, then moving. Needless to say, I just got out of there. What does it say? No, I don't think I was going to get drugged. I do think that I was going to get trafficked. Oh, okay. I don't think that it was... I do not think I was about to be kidnapped. The fact of the matter is that in a small... Maybe I could read the clarifications here. Maybe they're slightly interesting. Now, I just want to clarify that I don't think that I was going to get drugged. I do think that I could potentially be trafficked. I don't think that I was about to be... Oh, what? No. Oh, he says he doesn't think that. Or she doesn't think. I don't think I was going to get drugged. I don't think I was going to get trafficked. I don't think I was being kidnapped. The fact of the matter is that in a small city in Canada I was shopping in, this is not common at all. We don't have any homeless people about and about. While this may be common where you live and may not seem to scare you, it is scary to me. You never know anyone's intentions regardless. It seems suspicious. I stand behind my decision to file a police report. She was harassing people, banging on the window, and generally being creepy. There was also the man driving around the parking lot taking pictures of vehicles, which I thought was weird as well. The stories I've heard explain why I avoided touching anything with him. Okay, whatever, we'll just stop there. Get baked instead of drunk. Yeah, it probably would be better. I'm not really sure how I would go about that, you know what I mean? But I was thinking if I do get drunk, at least I could just like play a video game and try to like fandangle my way through that instead of have like funny commentary there, instead of actually having to like use my eyesight. Because that was the worst part, is like when I was reading while I was drunk, I just like couldn't keep my eyesight straight to like see what the fuck I was doing, and then very clearly my like words were starting to slurm. Jill, square up. How fast can you type? I'm like kind of fast at typing, not like super fast. I'm a goddamn lightning bolt. They call me Freddy Fingers. 5 words per minute. That's sick. You just use your pinky, like one pinky finger. Oh, Kevin, sorry to hear that, my friend. Hope you get better. Be sure to get lots of immune boosting things and lots of sleep and hydration and all that good stuff. So like cheesecake, yes. Cheesecake is the bee's tits. Weed cannolis, damn. Man, they got weed everything. They got weed inhalers. Kibi Typing of the Dead. Oh, dude, I did download that because I kind of wanted to try it, and I was pretty bad at it, to be honest. It was fun though. I thought it was like, yeah, like Night of the Dead, or what's that game? House of the Dead. Yeah, but it was, dude, I should re-download that on my Steam account. That shit was sick. Ever find out what a cookie stall is? I assume it's just like a cookie stall at a fucking mall, like a kiosk. And they just sold, you know, they sell baked goods there. Maybe they're like pre-made or some shit. We ever read the birthday stories? I would love to hear them. The birthday stories, or what do you mean? Like the stories from the birthday stream? Because these were it. I was gonna read the ones that were in the newest video, the phone call, creepy phone call stories, and then these Reddit ones. Because I had it all planned out. I was like, fuck, I might do 2 videos just to like, because, you know, the first, what's it called? The first, or the previous year that I did it, I streamed for like 8 hours and I didn't even realize it, you know what I mean? How is weed cheesecake dangerous? Please elaborate. Did I say it was dangerous, or what the fuck? Has any stories ever genuinely scared you? No, I'm only afraid of sharks and bears. And taxes. Chocolate chunks. Chalky chip. Kiosk. I hate that word. It's alien to our language. It's probably... Let's see. What is the origin of the word kiosk? Origin of word kiosk. It's probably like some German shit. Etymology. Kind of open pavilion made of light wood. From French, kiosk. Or kiosk. Which is, along with German and Polish, kiosk, from Turkish koshk, or kiosk. Yeah, so that's probably why it sounds alien, because it's actually literally from another... Well, I guess all language had to start from something. But, you know, we have other weird words that we use. Like, what the fuck is awning? It's an awning. It protects my head from rain. Should you make cheesecake or banana pudding? Oh, dude, cheesecake for sure. I don't really like banana pudding. I like bananas by themselves, but when it comes to like banana flavor, it makes me sick. What if sharks made me do my taxes? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the IRS like held me upside down and slowly lowered me into a shark tank to get me to pay my taxes. That's why I pay them, because that's exactly what they do, or will do. I want to draw your face and make you an anime or cartoon version. Do it up. Okay, that was that one, and then this was that one, and now we're at this one. You love banana pudding? I don't know. I just don't like banana flavored. It's like if you've ever had runts. Did you ever have runts? Like banana flavored runts is just gross to me for some reason. It's just yucky. But I like banana, the fruit, and I just think like whoever in the history of deciding what was banana flavor, they clearly had never tasted the banana at that point. Well, yeah, like, well, actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like when you just concentrate or smush or break certain aspects of the banana's, I don't know, shell. Maybe it releases a different flavor I'm just not familiar with. Because when I think about it, when I made banana shakes, you could definitely tell it had like a banana scent to it. More like grunts. Get scary stories from Ford pickup truck owners. Yeah, those are next. Yeah, there's like other shit. Like, I like grapes, but I hate grape flavored stuff. You know what I mean? I just feel like they got it all wrong. They're wrong, damn it, they're wrong. Whatever scientist is simulating flavor in that weird lab, they are incorrect, sir. You got rejected and you're crying in your bathroom because the guy who rejected me is at my house. I'm really sad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's okay. We'll get your mind off it here. We'll have fun here instead. Forget that person. Yeah, peanut butter is pretty damn good. I always have to put like globs of peanut butter into like if I ever make a shake. Just like peanut butter that shit up. There was a guy at work, I remember he hated peanut butter. Sadly. I never understood. And I remember asking him, I was like, why do you like peanut butter? And he was like, well, why don't you like eating shit out of a toilet bowl? And I was like, good point. This is when I was in college. My program had about 50 people in it, and there were maybe 4 guys total, and the rest were women. So in my second semester, I noticed this guy always saying hi to me. We'll call him Tim. I thought nothing of it and figured that he was just trying to be nice. But then about 2 weeks later, it upgraded to wanting a hug from me for whenever he saw me. My friends were asking me what was up, and I said I had no clue. It was innocent enough, so I wasn't worried. Then I was in this theory class sitting with my friends when Tim comes and sits beside me. Keep in mind, I'm not close with him at all, we're just acquaintances at most. He tries to get my attention, but then class starts. When mid-class break comes, I tell my friends I'm heading to the food court to grab a coffee. Then Tim jumps up and says, I'll go with you. Now, I'm socially awkward and I didn't want to be rude, so I said sure. We head to the food court and he stays by my side the whole time. He doesn't order anything, he just came for the trip. When we get back to class and I'm reaching for the handle, Tim jumps in front of the door. I pull back my hand, puzzled. Tim then says, I like you more than a friend. You want to go out? I simply tell him that I'm sorry, I already have a boyfriend. Then reach around and open the door and head to my seat. Class goes on, my phone buzzes on the table, the screen lights up with a text from my boyfriend. Tim then picks up my phone and hands it to me. I lock the screen and focus back on the lesson. At the end of class, I'm packing up my bag and leave with my friends, then Tim turns to me and says, Hey, I still like you as more than a friend even though you have a boyfriend. At this point, my friends turn to look and I'm standing there confused. I grab my bag and my friends and I grab our stuff and leave. From this point, anytime he saw me, he would try to get close to me. So when I sat with my friends, that had me sit against the wall. Cheesecake with fresh fruit on top of it. No sleep tonight. Let's go. No sleep till cheesecake. Cheesecake. Cold cantaloupe. Yeah, I'm not a fan of cantaloupe. I'm not a fan of like honeydew. I think they are pretty much like the filler fruits whenever you get those fruit cups at like breakfast places. And anytime they send it, I just like want to like flip my tray and say, no, I will not be having any of this melon. Send it back. It's fucking raw. It's fucking raw. So when I sat with my friends, they had me sit against the wall with one of them beside me. When Tim would come up to us to ask me for a hug or try to sit with us, my friend Ellie would say to leave me alone, and whenever I was alone, he saw it as an opportunity. This all went on until I graduated. Then he found my Facebook and tried to friend me. It was creepy. I'm sure he meant well, but he went about it all wrong. I would enter common areas and look around to make sure that they weren't there, or that I was always with a friend. I know it's not super creepy, but it creeped me out, and saying leave me alone or I have a boyfriend was not enough. Pie or cheesecake? Definitely cheesecake still, as long as it's globbed up. Well, I guess it depends on what kind of pie. I do really like pie. They taste like lies. Yeah, they do. They fucking suck. A bad Seinfeld joke? Wait, where? Which one? Did I say one? Did I just write a Seinfeld joke, incidentally? I once had a dream of Moe from the old Three Stooges show. Numbskull had, he said, slap me in the head and pointed. Away we did go. That's cool. French lychees are amazing. I've had lychee a few times. It is pretty dang yummy. It's kind of wild how many fruits there are. Also, it's crazy how many freaking mango types there are. Jacob with a 5. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. French toast or anything else? French toast is good. Pancakes are good, but you have to get to them like quick, I feel like. You have to get to them right when they're flapping hot jacks, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I feel like pancakes are just kind of like, they slowly turn into, I don't know, the stuff that your bed is made out of. And then you just put syrup on it just to make it taste yummy. And butter, too. Don't forget the butter. You like the podcast on Spotify? Nice. Yeah, there's a new one out. Today is Tuesday, so about 12 hours ago I released podcast numero, I think it's 126, which is crazy. Crazy to think how much fucking content I've made. I should get a trophy from YouTube. A big smooch on the cheek. Abby, welcome. We're happy to have you. Sorry, that was just an incidental burp, unrelated. Mango season is here, bros. This story occurred a few years back. I would have been around 8 or 9 at the time. My old bedroom sat facing out towards the street and also happened to be sat next to our front door. It was very small as it had been built in the place of our old front porch. The roof was slanted slightly downward toward the window, which took up most of the wall, and the bed could only fit in one way. It was painted purple. Not a nice purple either, like a kid's bedroom, of course. What? Pears. Yeah, pears are good, but you gotta get them when they're ripe. Like perfectly ripe, otherwise they're very starchy, and I hate that. I hate that. Wait, it was painted purple, not a nice purple either, like a kid's bedroom, of course. Like, what does that even mean? It was painted purple, not a nice purple either, like a kid's bedroom, of course. Like, what? I'm reading it anyways, I don't care. It was painted purple, not a nice purple either, like a kid's bedroom, of course. My bad. God damn it, I can't read shit. I fucking suck. It was painted purple. Not a nice purple either, like a kid's bedroom, of course. My bed sat facing towards the door to my bedroom, parallel to the window. A closet took up part of the corner between my bedroom door and the window, making for an unusual space. Every night I checked to make sure that the curtains were all shut all the way, as the idea of people watching from the street made me very uncomfortable, even at a young age where things like that shouldn't even cross your mind. Every night I slept soundly. No nightmares, no sudden noises waking me in the middle of the night, nothing. That was until the middle of the year, during a school break. I remember waking to the sound of someone breathing. I couldn't move, couldn't catch my own breath. I was just stuck. I remember so clearly seeing a man stood in the corner of my room. stuck partly between the curtain as if it would hide him. Of course, I could see him. He was just this dark entity who stood and watched. After what felt like hours, I was able to get back to sleep. In the morning, I had told my mom about what had happened, and she explained that it was just a strange nightmare and that I was fine. But the way she said it wasn't very believable. These cases of sleep paralysis went on for about a year, taking me up to the middle of the next year when I was likely 8 or 9. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, just like I had most nights for the last year, to the man in the corner. Only this time, I could move. I stayed absolutely still, despite not knowing he was actually there, now knowing. Shite. Fucking crap, mate. Can't read for poop. Anyone else eating grapples? Anyone else eating grappling hooks? Anyone else pulling grappling hooks out of the utility belt? My grandpa is a psychopath, so he only eats bananas when they're so ripe that they're ready to be banana bread. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, those aren't, those definitely aren't like prime banana eating time, you know what I mean? I'm always just like under the presumption that there's going to be a giant tropical spider that comes out of those, or some sort of wiggly worm. Hello, my name is Wiggly Worm. Okay. I stayed absolutely still, despite now knowing that he was actually there. I could hear his faint breathing, like he was trying to hide from me as much as I was trying to hide from him. I couldn't help but think, has this man been here every night this year? I remember the thoughts I had, how I'd run out of the room and scream for my mom, how she called the police, how this man would be arrested and sent away. But I couldn't do that. He was basically in front of the door. I spent the night staring at him, trying to fall asleep. I'd say that it was around 5 a.m. when I was finally able to drift off, just sort of as the birds started to wake. I woke up and lo and behold, he was gone. The first thing I did was tell my mom. She was already looking uneasy, like she already knew. And that's when I heard 2 people talking outside. I found out later the people outside were my neighbors and a police officer who was taking an eyewitness statement. At around 6 in the morning, our neighbor spotted a man standing outside my window. She called the police, but he was gone before they arrived. Other neighbors stepped forward, saying that they had seen him outside in the middle of the day, looking at our house. There were no signs of forced entry, only 2 footprints in the flower bed outside my window. My mother told the officers my account of what had happened, and they came to the conclusion that he'd done the same thing last year. I saw it, and it sparked my tangent of sleep paralysis. The streetlight outside projected his shadow, so it appeared as though he stood in my room. This whole time, he'd been waiting patiently outside my room. And who knows what would have happened if my neighbors didn't spot him on her way out for work. Just a few minutes, and she could have missed him entirely. I feel that I'm the only person on Earth who is not a fan of bananas. You might be. But what do you think about plantains? When are you going to go live again? Yeah, so I usually go live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, which is like the days before my upload schedule on YouTube of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do you have any food allergies? I get puffy when I eat acai. Oh, good point. Yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes, like when I drink the chemicals under my parents' sink, that makes me feel woozy. Makes me feel a bit weird. It's not the grape soda like it looks like on the can. Nanners rock. Fuck yeah, dude. El Pocho Boy with the 5 says, I've only seen your videos and never your live streams. Would Who would have thought you were funny? I know, right? Who would have thought that I'm the coolest motherfucker on planet Girth? Badoomch, badoomch, badoomch. Oh, dude, that would be kind of sick if, like, whenever someone does, like, a badoomch joke, it, like, breaks into a cool beat. Anybody here musically inclined that can make, like, a badoomch, like, beat? That would be quite nifty. When's the next drunk live stream? Probably not till June 4th, 2023. And that is if we're all still around by then. Oh my god, today I got a new leopard gecko, and I have one for a few months, and I just checked on them, and they were cuddling together. Oh, that's so sweet. Leopard geckos. Yeah, you would think that they would, like, not get along right out the gate, but it sounds like they're pretty chill. That's always the best feeling when you get, like, a new pet, and, like, your other pet, you think that's gonna be, you know, territorial, but then, like, by the end of the day, they're like besties, curled into a ball together. Schick is just like, he just comes and goes as he pleases. Like, what is he doing? Is he eating SpaghettiOs, or what the hell? Joel, if I invited you to... Oh, no, I couldn't do that. But I appreciate the invite. So around July or August of 2021, my city was under its second major lockdown where you were not allowed to have any guests over at your house. I had just moved back in with my parents in early July after my lease ended and I didn't renew it. I'm in my mid-20s. My mother was a big stickler for all the laws, so my girlfriend was not even allowed on my big front porch. It was very annoying. Now, the girlfriend and I would often go for walks around a local creek near my house, and we were a fresh couple, so we had certain needs, if you understand. There was a hidden side path attached to the main walkway that goes through the creek where we would sneak off into a... Jesus. There was a certain... Miss Rocker Red, what's going on? Just got a kitten. My older cat is not digging him. Oh, that stinks. I always feel like... I don't know. I always feel like older cats would get along with, like, younger puppies. Because puppies are... I don't know. They're just, like, so aggressively... loving that even if the cat's annoyed, they eventually just like are forced to get used to it. You saw a galaxy apple the other day. I wonder what they taste like. Galaxy apple. Never heard of that. Do a drunk stream at least 3 times a year or once a month if we are good little butter socks. I don't know. God, alcohol is so stupid, dude. And especially when you're like trying to be productive, it's just like the worst. Like the whole time I was trying to work my forklift and various other heavy machinery, and it was so hard to read while being drunk. Would I adopt another kitty, Joel? I thought about it. It's just like I have a really good system here with Pradeep right now where he doesn't piss on anything, which is stellar. We got one litter box that cleans itself, which is super duper. And, you know, if he gets the zoomies at exactly 3 a.m., I can just close my door and not have to worry about it. So I'm just, like, curious, like, if I get a kitty or something, and I really did want to adopt my one friend's, like, black kitten. It's a female black kitten, but it was, like, the nicest out of all the cats down there when I visited. Like, it was just, you know, just go, like, limp in your hands, which was cute. I hope it was alive. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But, I don't know. I was, like, curious. Like, should I get a female? Like, basically, how do I avoid them pissing on stuff? Because the peeing on stuff is kind of like a deal breaker for me, where I'm just like, you just know whatever you have is absolutely ruined. Forklift certified? Damn. My inner monologues. Oh, God. I don't know. I guess it was more just like the previous year, no matter how much I drank, I actually felt kind of good and like pretty solid. But this year, I just felt like I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should have like spaced out the donation like increments for drinking. But I'm looking at here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, really that many? Holy shit! I took 10 shots. Would you fix the kitten or your cat? I mean, I probably would. Yeah, eventually take them to get. I mean, Pradeep is neutered, and I would probably take the other one to do the same at the vet. I think it's like 6 months or something like that. You got a puppy. If anyone farts, she looks at them judgmentally and walks away as if she was personally attacked. That's awesome. Both genders can pee and spray, but I suggest neutered male. Okay, interesting. But it was like, that's years ago when I was taking care of my friend's cat. This must have been like 4 or 5 years ago. Like they wrestled and stuff and had a great time, and they were friends. And it was, I think, great for both of them. But the one other boy cat would just like randomly piss on piles of clothes and stuff. Like, and I felt bad because it was mainly my roommate's stuff. So it was kind of funny, but it was always his. Even though one time he did, I had some like old Halloween costumes like just laid in a closet or something that got peed on, and that was, they just had to like burn them essentially. But that was just the worst part. He was like such a nice cat, really, really cool cat, but he just like pissed on stuff, and I was just thinking like, what can we do to make that not happen? I don't know. And now I have PTSD from it and don't want to get another cat. There was a hidden side path attached to the main walkway that goes through the creek that we would sneak off to relieve ourselves. And one night at about 7 p.m., it's wintertime, so it's pitch black in this creek after about 5:30 p.m., we decided to walk to our spot, and my girlfriend was excited and decided to skip ahead of me. I was walking slowly while she was about 7 meters ahead of me. Once I turned the corner into the side area, I noticed that she was on her phone and she was acting suspiciously, checking the weather and other apps, and randomly said, "Okay, it's time for me to go home." I was sort of just like, oh, okay. She doesn't want to do anything anymore. No worries, I thought. As we started walking away, she whispers, "There's someone right behind you." I was like, what? I turned my head over to my right shoulder, and there was a man in all black with his hoodie on, squatting and hiding in the bushes, staring at us. Where this bush was on top of a ledge about 3 to 4 feet above the path, so while the man is wearing all black and squatting and crouching, our faces were basically aligned. I immediately exclaimed, W2S. I immediately exclaimed and yelled, just reactionarily, and this man didn't react at all. He didn't fuck. He didn't gasp, say hello or excuse me or any of the usual things a person would say if people noticed each other in the pitch black woods. He just stared at us as we walked away. I asked my girlfriend how she even noticed him, and she said that when he walked down the trail before I got there, she walked down the trail. Man, I keep fucking up. He just stared at us. He just stared at us as we walked away. I asked my girlfriend how she even noticed him, and she said that when she walked down the trail before I got there, she saw the man on his phone, and as soon as she arrived, the man in the hoodie turned his phone off. We left that walkway and went up one sort of close by. yeah, we're idiots. And we were walking up the parallel side trail, and we could see the man still hiding in the bushes staring at us. There was only a faint light from the moon. Now, while this isn't very scary, it was incredibly creepy how weird and unexplained his actions were. We have no idea what his intentions are, and thank God we spotted him. So it's not recorded? No, I am recording. I got 2 microphones in front of me, one recording, one streaming.
Hey, listen.
Stephanie Vitali with the 2 says, "Hi, thank you for reading to me thank you for reading to sleep every night." You're welcome, my friend. Thank you. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Phoenix? Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, it's hard to interact with chat when I'm in the middle of reading, but whenever I look over, I will do my best. Does anyone have access to sign on as you here in case something happens? They could let us know. Why does that sound weirdly ominous for some reason? I should have 3 mics, yes. One megaphone to scream into. All of my drunk rants. You the best. Yeah, the hangover was not too bad, honestly. Only bad thing is, I just felt like really, I don't even know, lightheaded, I guess you could say, and I just had to sleep all day. Honestly, this stream is so fast, you could have a co-host. Oh, like somebody to like kind of like talk about stuff with or whatever, or... Oh, thank you, Valerie, yeah. I guess I'm just inclined towards the helpful, healing world. Where do we submit true scary stories? Because I got some crazy... Yeah, for sure. So you can submit it to reddit.com/r/letsreadofficial if you have a, Reddit account, or you can email it to me at letsreadsubmissions@gmail.com. And both of those are, available in under every video in case you forget it. No co-host. Yeah, I don't really think I could do a co-host because I couldn't really necessarily be myself. I remember like having somebody come on to like do a guest reading one time, and I felt really awkward, you know what I mean? I just felt like I had to really pay attention to them and interact with them, and I don't know. It was just awkward.
Hey, listen.
You remember when someone interviewed me once? Yeah, interviews are kind of awkward as well. Like, they're not bad, and I try to have nice ones with people, and obviously they're good, but anything that revolves around just like asking the same stuff, like, so what got you into YouTube? What is your creative process on reading spooky stories? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I would much rather just do an interview with someone where they just ask, like, family trauma or something. No, I'm just kidding. Sick Pup with the 2. Thank you, Sick. Appreciate that. I don't know, just, like, ask me honest questions that are, like, fun to actually engage with. Maybe we can talk about, like, just random shit. Yeah, I don't think if I brought somebody else on it, I think it would be really distracting, and like I think there would be a lot of pressure on them, you know what I mean? So this happened about 15 years ago when I was 18. I used to work at a news agent's cafe. What is it? News agents? What the fuck is that? News agents? What if Good Morning America wanted an interview in person? Fuck Good Morning America. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, what would we even talk about? You know, I could just call in. I'll tell them I have COVID.
Sorry, I'm sick. Sure would hate to get you sick. Can't come in.
But those, like, morning shows are so boring, dude. I would much rather be interviewed on Coast to Coast AM or some shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you could actually answer all the questions. Yeah, all further Q&A questions will be deferred to Althea. Casual voice to reading voice. Yeah, I do be doing it a lot. Do you have a favorite story, or better yet, a favorite author of creepypastas? Favorite author? I have no idea, honestly. And favorite story, I also doubly have no idea, because I feel like the majority of my content has always stemmed from, like, the true scary stuff and, like, the true crime now a little bit. That's like, I'm almost like evolved away from, like, consistently working with any sort of no sleep author or something like that. Would you do an MTV My Crib? Probably not, because I don't really feel like my crib is all that exciting, except for the thousands of bottles of Cristal stocking my fridge. You can see Pradeep's litter box just filled with shit. Years and years of shit. He doesn't even have any room to shit anymore. He just uses the shit as litter now. SJ Curtis says, what's the most naughty, illegal thing you've done? I can't even say that. I would go straight to the moon. That's where they would send me. I remember one time when I was younger, just like grabbing a Snickers bar and like leaving the store and just asking my brother, I was like, look, I got this. He's like, are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? And I was so scared. I was so scared. I never stole again in my life. I used to work in a news cafe franchise in a large mall. We got a lot of creeps for some reason, to the point that all of us girls stopped wearing makeup and tried to have the worst hairstyles we could to make us as unappealing as possible, so you can imagine the extent of the issue. I've always looked younger. I had to show ID to buy alcohol until I was 30, so with no makeup, I probably looked about 15. One day, this creepy dad comes in with a son. The dad is over 50, huge, bald, dressed all in leather, biker style, and the son is about my age, looks like a stereotypical nerd, thin, tall, glasses, looking at his feet. First, the dad asked to buy bus tickets. I checked the drawer, which was pretty low, and I had to bend to look in it. This is important for them, but I don't see any, so I ask a coworker to go check if there was any in the back. She comes back and says we're out, so I say, sorry, sir, we don't have any tickets at the moment. And here comes the old creepiness. That's a shame. Could you maybe look in the drawer again? You look so pretty when you bend over. I'm a bit shocked, but I just say, I'm sure we don't have any left, sir. I can see him looking at our cigarette shelf, which goes all the way to the ceiling, and he makes a smug face and says he wants Marlboros. They're at the very top, and I would have to get on the ladder to get them, but for that very reason, we had a box of the cigarettes from top shelves under the counter, so I make a smug face too and pull the Marlboros from there. No. I was hoping you'd get on the ladder and I could have a better look at you. Me, trying very hard not to yell at him. Well, I have them here, so no need for the ladder. Shame. Oh, what's that pendant you have there? While basically shoving his face into my chest. I jumped back, of course. I was really uncomfortable at this point. I now know that the easiest way out of it would have just been to ask a male colleague to take over. But it was my first job and I didn't know any better. So I didn't say anything and was just quickly packing his stupid cigarettes so I can get rid of him ASAP. In the meantime, his poor son, is visibly embarrassed, pulled his sleeve every so often when, "Dad, can we please just go?" But the dad didn't react to that at all. I mean, total silence. Didn't even look at him. Finally, the cigs are packed. I tell him his total, and as he paying. Finally, the cigs are packed, and I tell him his total, and as he's paying, he goes, "What time do you get off of work, honey?" With a sleazy smile. The son is completely red in the face and keeps repeating, "Dad, let's just go," but to no avail, of course. At this moment, something finally clicked in my brain, and I remember an interview with a beauty pageant contestant. You read a lot of nonsense magazines working in a place like that, who said her best way to blow off old creeps is to make them feel, well, old. So I smiled my most beautiful smile and said with a sweet giggly voice, "Oh, sir, I think you're even older than my daddy." Well, that did it. He got red, grabbed the son, and literally stormed out, dragging the kid behind him. He even left his cigarettes, so a silver lining there, because I'm a smoker, and since they were paid for and he didn't come back for them, my boss let me take them. Still, it was really creepy, and I'm uncomfortable thinking about how even after these 15 years... Still, it was really creepy, and I'm uncomfortable thinking about it even after these 15 years. I'm also sorry for that kid. He seemed nice, and I can't imagine the embarrassment I'd feel if my dad was hitting on and harassing girls my age. Yeah, it's pretty shitty dad. You just watched an amazing anime movie yesterday called Wolf Children. I highly recommend it. This is a slice of life story that really hits you in the feels. Nice. Never heard of it, but yeah, that sounds cool. Alright, kind of banging through these. Wow, it's only been 2 hours? Huh. 10 stories. Weird. I feel like, are these just not been long enough? I don't even know. Poured a mini bucket of rotten fish in a sunroof because they stole my little brother's bike when I was 12. That's awesome. You need to watch Escape from Alcatraz. Where's that one? Is that an anime? I don't know. I never know like what specific like word count, but I do know that like on average most of my streams are usually 3 hours, so like have like a full video. And the fact that we're not even really close, I don't know. What's my favorite line from a movie? They sucked his brains out. Maybe you can remember that one. Around 2015, I was in high school and I worked very late shifts in the city on the weekends. One night, the subway I was on got delayed, and after 30 minutes of sitting in the carts, the conductor told everyone to leave because the trains weren't running for the night. Everyone on the trains either called a cab or walked about the 30 to 40 minute walk on a bridge in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in NYC. I was 16 and alone and extremely exhausted after working on my feet for 10 hours. I tried to call a cab and they said it would take about 20 minutes to come get me, but by the time it comes, I could have already arrived at my destination. So I decided to walk the bridge, and I felt somewhat safe because there were other people. I gotta sneeze. That came out of nowhere. Sorry. Starship Troopers, fuck yeah, dude. Starship Troopers is like still, to this day, one of my favorite movies ever. It's so fucking good. Dude, I love Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside just as an actor, probably one of my favorite actors ever. I remember when they got rid of him for Sam Fisher. That was like such a sad thing. Wave of blessings, thank you. What's a non-horror werewolf? I don't know. I assume maybe they're just like permanently in werewolf state or something, and it's supposed to be cute or some shit. Here's a tissue, thank you. Only 2 bless yous? Alright. Yeah, there's some people that like sneeze like 7 times in a row. I always thought that was funny. You seen the PewDiePie video on Starship Troopers was cool. Yeah, he talked about the book too, I think, whenever he talked about that, but it's a good movie, man. If y'all not seen it. Teen Wolf is a non-horror werewolf story. Oh yeah, it's true. Wait. Yeah, but like, doesn't he, then when he turns, does he ever get out of control, or is it always just like he's embarrassed or something? Oh, Eddie Munster is a non-horror werewolf. An NHW. Rachel Stevens with the 2 says, hi Joel, do you believe in psychics and ghosts? I definitely think it's possible that people are, I don't know, that the fabric of reality is like not, you know, that there's some sort of metaphysical nature to it, you know, and that ghosts, at least the way that we describe them, can be anything from somebody going to the afterlife, or like some type of strange, like, I don't know, imprint of like doing the same repetitious action like every day, or maybe they died in like a very traumatic way, that their death or their actions are just like imprinted into, you know, the energy of time, and then once in a while you just happen to like, depending on maybe the circumstances that amplify that energy, you're just able to like visualize it from the receptors in your brain. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've always pondered slightly if like there's something about the spiritual world that eventually can be like honed in on scientifically, or if it all is just like so wildly complex that it's just supposed to be like that from a, like, you know, from the perspective of God, you know, he like wants it to be explainable to certain rules, but then also be unexplainable so that we don't figure it all out or some shit. I don't even know. Call those echoes? Yeah, like echoes, imprints. Yeah, I guess recalls. I've heard other people use terms that I forget. Like, I forget what the term is for that. Like whenever people are driving and they see like a shit ton of random like World War II airplanes flying over top of them or something, and then they just disappear. Like, I always thought that shit was interesting. Like seeing stuff from different periods of time. But it's not like it was scary, it was just like, what the fuck? My dad has crazy psychic abilities. He once shook his friend so hard the dude was sobbing. What? What do you mean? That's very interesting. What, like he just looked at him and started shaking him with his brain? Stone tape theory. Hey, Ram Beltran with the 100 MX dollarinos. Where's M? Oh, that's from Mexico, right? It's like a Mexican peso or something. I forget what it was. But thank you, Ram. Appreciate that. I started walking in the opposite direction in the middle. Wait,
Hey, listen.
So I decided to walk the bridge, and I felt somewhat safe because there were other people walking a few feet ahead of me. And there were also... Wait, shit. I tried to call a cab. This was... Okay. Oddly, I've dreamed the future and it came true 3 years later. Don't trust psychics, frauds. Well, yeah, I definitely think that certain psychics are probably frauds, because I went to one time with like a friend, and they just said like just the most generic shit ever, and No, he was able to predict what his friend was thinking repeatedly 5 times, very specific things too. Oh, yikes. That would be awkward. Wonder if that was... Now, is he able to do that to you, or is it just kind of a one-time thing, or what's the deal there? You had coffee 12 hours ago and it's literally still in your system. This is true, actually. I think the half-life on coffee, like as it breaks down in your body, is something like 12 hours before your body's able to, or not, well, yeah, it's like 12 to 24 when you're younger. And then as you get older, it can be like caffeine can sit in your system for like 48 to 72 hours sometimes. So, you know, coffee eventually is a very disruptive thing for your sleep patterns. Oh, giving the pecs a rest. Oh yeah, I forgot about push-ups. Fuck me, dude. Oh man. No one even brought it up either. I know what everybody's thinking. I can smell it. So I decided to walk the bridge, and I felt somewhat safe because there were other people walking a few feet ahead of me. They were also on the trains. At first I didn't know which direction to walk in, as it was dark and there were no signs. I start walking in the opposite direction, and this middle-aged man who spoke broken English calls for me and motions to the right direction. I immediately thank him, and he walks with me from that point. He begins asking me questions like, "Why are you walking around so late? Do you live with anyone at home? How old are you?" I'm hesitant to answer these questions, and at this point I'm super creeped out. Luckily, this girl around my age was walking behind me, and the guy stopped us so she can ask if I knew the guy. Wait, what? This girl my age was walking behind me, and the guy she stopped. Okay. I was confused for a second. He does it for fun because he doesn't like to pursue it. Maybe it makes him uncomfortable or something. He predicted what I was thinking about before, but only when asked. To be fair, it was generic as fuck. Oh, well, I mean, just for fun, just for scientific purposes, you know what I mean? You should definitely hone in on whether or not it's true, unless it would, like, hurt his feelings if, like, you know, he was wrong. $20 in my pocket. Luckily, this girl around my age was walking behind me, and the guy... God damn it. Just a few commas would make this bearable. Luckily, this girl around my age was walking behind me and the guy and stopped us so she could ask if I knew the guy. I said I didn't, and the guy immediately took my arm and refused to let me go. She was with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend... I said I didn't, and the guy immediately took my arm and refused to let me go. She was with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend threatened to fight him if he didn't leave me. After the boyfriend threatened him, the guy ran away immediately without hesitation. The couple walked with me until we finally got off the bridge and arrived in a safe neighborhood, and from there I thanked her so many times and told her that I was so grateful. I still think about this encounter to this day, and I honestly don't know what would have happened if that girl didn't save me. I'm just so grateful that she did. That's my boyfriend. Alright, let's do some push-ups just because I want to. 666 people watching. The devil! It's the devil! Hello everyone, it's me, the devil! I'm evil and I like to eat you in hell. But first, push-ups. Excuse me, Pradeep. I always thought it'd be sick if we were, like giants, you know what I mean? And, we could have lions as pets, like kitty cats. That'd be sick. You do some squats. I did legs earlier today. Fuck it. 44 push-ups? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Okay. Also, I was thinking that, let me know if they ever introduced the whole, like, what's it called? Like gifted subs, because I was thinking, like, if I'm not able to get all the push-ups, which I'm now starting to reach a range in which I have to, like, break them up and fail, I was thinking, like, maybe, like, 1 failed push-ups equals, like, 5 gifted memberships or something like that. But let me know when they eventually introduce that. I think I might be able to be into the program early, because I did get asked to do that, I guess, but we'll see. Oh, you saw gifted subs in another live stream? They'd be coming. Yeah, do you guys see anything, like, next to the money? You can, like, click the money sign thing, and does it do anything? Oh, look, I can create a poll. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna create a poll right now. There you go. You guys can answer that poll while I do the push-ups and join me.
Alright, 40 fucking 4. Holy shit. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Ah, fuck. I had to fuck. Alright, so you guys would have hypothetically earned 5 randomly gifted scubs. So, or membership.
Hey, listen.
Oh, fuck. Hold on, one more. Fuck. Okay, 44. Fuck that shit. Okay. Pradeep's looking at me like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Rolling around on the floor like a Goomba. Rambell Trin with the 50 Mexican dollars says, Mr. Joel, it's your turn to congratulate me. It's my birthday today. It's Gemini season, biatch. Let's go. Yeah, I should be donating to you. Oh, show. But thank you so much, my friend. Happy frigga-liggin' birthday. Everybody, say happy birthday to Ram. It's Ram Jam time, baby. Oh, my God. Yeah, fuck. I'm trying to breathe. I just can't. I'm trying to drag my standing mat back breaking them up into sets of 20 plus each. That's true. That'd probably be better. But I did think I was gonna get all 44. That would have been sick nasty. That would have been the coolest guy in my house. Well, maybe not as cool as Pradeep, but second coolest guy. Rachel with the 10. I appreciate all your hard work, and I think it's awesome that you can make a living doing such a cool gig. Give Pradeep some pets for me. Oh, thank you, Rachel. No, that's all you guys. I mean, watching the videos, supporting the streams, you guys keep me alive, and I really appreciate that. It's a huge blessing. Blessing. BLESH. Wait. Oh. Okay. So it looks like when I asked, did it fart, it does appear as of a majority of, at least 85% of you guys do make it fart. Good to know. Damn, my ears are ringing for whatever reason. He's sleeping, talking next to me now, actually. Who's that? Your cat? Oh yeah, how's your dog and all those weird animals you adopted? Orange juice vodka. Yeah, what was that called again? It's called a sprumbly. Sprumbly mumbly. Like a sugar baby but worm. Sugar worm. Wait, Joel, if you wanted to answer, what's a core memory of yours? Core memory. Like one that every time I think about memories, I think about that one. Because I remember like having a memory of a memory where it was like Friday night, and I had AOL Instant Messenger, AIM, which was how all the cool kids communicated back in 5th grade. In my day, back when I was a little crumb. And I remember getting a message on there from Tara. Her name was Tara, and she said, "Are you going ice skating?" She spelled skating wrong purposefully to be oh so goddamn funny. And it made me laugh. I shit my pants laughing. Embarrassing thing to do at age 10, but I did. I'm just kidding. But I said, no, I'm going with my mom to go get a haircut at my aunt's house. My aunt. And then I did. And then as we were pulling into my aunt's town, I remember like having a memory of Tara messaging me on Instant Messenger again. Just like thinking about it, but then like later thinking about and then like having a realization in my like 10-year-old memory, like, whoa, you can think about thoughts. That's crazy. Do you ever mix up old dreams and memories? I think about that a lot, where like there's really no difference sometimes between like a really insignificant memory and a dream, you know? Just because, I don't know, there's just really nothing all that exciting about it. But there are times where I have like deja vu with stuff, and I'm like, did I dream this or did it happen before? What the fuck? You gotta work in 5 hours. You better get some sleepies. I edited that pic of Alex Jones with big, massive honkers and the balloon boy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Holy shit, tag me in that. That sounds amazing. I will guarantee retweet that, depending on how big the honkers are. And Kim Neck with the Klingenberg. I just said your last name as if though it was like a noun. Welcome to the Buttersock Call. You now have access to bonus content, which once again, anybody who is part of The booter sock call. There's 3 hours of ambient cool music that you're listening to right now, but it's just pretty much the live stream music by itself. Should you ever just want to listen to it and fall asleep or something. I get deja vu before that. So it happens sometimes. It's freaky. It feels like a dream into life. Yeah, and it's stuff like that makes you wonder, like, if all of life is just some sort of strange, predetermined, program. You get a bass guitar tomorrow? Oh, nice. That's sick. Have you been playing bass guitar, or is this like where you're first gonna learn? I always thought bass guitar was really fucking sweet. Just like, slap at the bass, man. Slap at the bass. Just because it seemed like the most satisfying instrument to play. Like, sure, and a lot of like mainstream rock music, like in their mixes, the bass sometimes of guitars is not heavily prevalent. But there's some that have like some of the sickest basses ever. Like some of the ones, what's the one, Amber, in that song? Amber is the color of your energy. Whoa, whoa. Do 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? Like that one, and then that one song by the Flaming Lips. Something about robots. Fuck. It's on the Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robot song. It's called like something 3000. And it's just all like a bass. It's all bass, Yeah, 311. God really is a bearded man in the sky. Hey, you never know. Could be a bearded dragon for all we know. Oh, Hannah, you play the bass? Wait, I never knew Hannah played slap at the bass. Jacob with the 5 says, join your birthday stream. When the sex bots invaded, I got injured, so after the stream I will be taking time off to heal. I'll be back in July. Oh shit, okay, Jacob, no worries, my friend. Come back on the day of our independence. When the eagles fly. Flaming Lips underrated. Flaming Lips is very underrated, but I just think it's because I don't know. Yeah, I guess around the time they just never really got as picked up as they did, back then. But there a lot of like indie bands did not, but they still got to play the shows and stuff. They just didn't get that crazy like Tame Impala, I guess, style of like recognition where like one song like launches you to stardom. Learn accordion, you can join a mariachi group. Yeah, I could be just like Weird Al, man. Sex bots? Oh yeah, the sex bots are these wild artificial intelligences that start to invade the stream randomly and try to trick people that are down bad. They always get a few, but we usually fight them off in time. Did I miss a dono? Oh. Wait, no, yeah. Rachel Cordova. Got that. Ram, well, did I miss Ram before? I don't think so. Oh wait, you just said the SJ. Oh, I missed yours, SJ Curtis. I'm sorry. With the 2, it says, do you have a taste, smell that conjures memories? Oh yeah, smells for sure. Like every time I fart, it reminds me of my butt. But no, yeah, for sure, different smells. Like I remember just that sort of like dank stench of like a basement, you know what I mean? Like where there's like cinder blocks and shit, and it's kind of dank down there. It always reminded me of my like parents' like first house, and that like their basement down there with where they had their laundry and stuff, because it was almost like it wasn't like finished, and it was very just dreary and kind of creepy. Not necessarily creepy, but just the scent of it always like shoots back into my mind when I smell like dank, cinder blocky basements. Alright, yeah, this is the last story of the night, but, we'll see how we're feeling. You can smell a freshly washed and waxed car from miles away. Oh, nice. Oh, music plays a big part in your memory. Yeah. Yeah, it is huge. Yeah, you hear a song and like, what was that one song? That boy's a real crowd pleaser. You know, like remember Black Beatles? That song by Ray Shrummer. Something about that song just reminds me of like the 2016 time frame. Why it takes so long to start reading? 'Cause your mama. Other cultures use accordions, not just... No, this is true, yeah. When's the next stream? Yes, the next stream will be Thursday. Wait, yeah, Thursday. Around like 10 p.m., I guess, EST. But thank you for the 2. This happened almost exactly a month ago. For context, I live in one of the surrounding cities around Toronto, which is about an hour drive depending on traffic. I ordered some weed from a dispensary, but I didn't realize it was in the heart of Toronto, so I had to make a last-minute trip at night to pick up the order. I don't own a car because I don't have a license, so I took an Uber. I arrive at my destination at around 10:20 p.m., and the store closes at like 10:45, so I'm late. I go to pay for the order, but my card declines. I'm extremely confused as I literally just paid for an Uber, checked my bank balance, and I have more than enough for the purchase. But no, I can't purchase the product. I'm super annoyed and worried because I have no idea why my card is declining, and why now? My phone's almost dead. It's the middle of the night. I'm a 5-hour walk away from home. What on earth am I gonna do? I try booking an Uber and my card declines again. And I'm in some deep doo-doo. My mind is racing as I go through every possible solution to get home, and I don't have very long. My phone is at 10% and it's gonna die from the cold any minute now. So I tell my friend to call me an Uber under... Oops. So I tell my friends to call me an Uber after I e-transfer him... Oh, I see. So I tell my friend to call me an Uber after I e-transfer him a $50. So I tell my friend to call me an e-fucking-penis. So I tell my friend to call me an Uber after I e-transfer him $50. I didn't expect it to work, but miraculously it does, and he calls it. The second I receive the text from my friend saying it was confirmed, my phone dies. Well, I guess I just gotta hope that the Uber knows where I am, because if not, I don't know, I guess I sleep on the streets. Lord knows. So here I am, standing on the streets in the middle of Toronto like an idiot when this man asks me for some spare change. I tell him I've got nothing, and he pulls out a small knife from his jean pocket and tells me, "No, give me your money." Without missing a beat, I pull out my wallet and give it to him, as well as a vape I had in my pocket too. I had 2 toonies in there as well as my Bangkok... fucking Christ. Doo-doo. Brandy Hammond with the tenses. Good night kiss for Pradeep. I love you too, Joel, but I love Kitty Martin. No, that's fair. Pradeep is much softer than myself. Alright, the polls are closed. You may no longer vote to tell me if it do or do not fart. But thank you again, Brandy. I appreciate it. How was my birthday? It was good. It was a good one. It was a wee bit wild at times. A wee bit intense. No, there was like, somebody sent me like a clip from it where I'm like screaming and I'm just like, I don't even remember. I just like listened to it and I was like cringing so hard at myself. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what am I screaming about? Why am I screaming? I'm a crazy person, dude. I'm an actual crazy person. I had 2 toonies in there as well as my bank card and ID. He sees the bank card and takes it out, examines it for a wee bit before putting it back in my wallet and running off down the street. So now I'm just standing there in complete shock, wondering how I've managed to get myself into this situation. If the Uber never comes, I've got no way of going home or identifying who I am to anyone. I am well and truly screwed if that Uber doesn't show up. Thankfully, after not too long, the Uber arrives and I got home safely. To this day, this is the luckiest I've ever felt as an adult. I have absolutely no idea how I got out of that situation. I could have been stranded in Toronto. I could have been stabbed while getting mugged. I could have had to sleep on the streets. I have no idea what would have done. My birthday stream was Epoch. Thank you. You were like, listen to me. Listen to me. And then I just fart into the mic. Ha 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 ha, and I end the stream. I yelled at you? When did I yell at you? What did I yell about? I would never yell at anyone about anything, especially not about astrology. I have no idea what I would have done to get home had my friend not clutched it for me in the last second. It was like a 98th minute equalizer, except it was me versus my stupidity, and I just about pulled through. They canceled his card because of suspicious activity. Thanks, bank. You nearly left me dead on the streets of Toronto in late February. Yeah, that's fucked. It is kind of scary to think, like, you essentially become like a non-person out of nowhere if your bank card just gets turned off randomly. I just think that's, like, always the scariest shit ever. Just in case with the 5 says, do it fart. More like, does a hot dog a sandwich? No, bro, just kidding. I loved the video yesterday. Freaky phone calls was a good selection. Thank you, Justin. It do fart, though. It farts right on your hot dog sandwich. Thank you for the 5. I yelled about everything? That doesn't sound like me. Are you guys sure it was me? Are you sure it wasn't the Dingler? I'm trying to think. These stories went by so fast. Maybe I should find one more story. Do you guys want to? I'll pull one from the Reddit. You guys can tell me which one sounds cool. Oh, sorry. I thought I ended the poll. I guess I did not. Alright. Do it fart. Yes, 83%. No, 16%. Well, the yays have it for 236 votes. It do, in fact, fart. We were haunted by a toy truck. Birthday dread. What's this about? Man, it's a long-ass fucking story. It's, like, intimidating how long it is. Neighbor was actually nice next to her. Old book in the graveyard elm. You want me to read like a ghost story? The old book in the graveyard elm. Pretty was scratching the shit out of my chair back there. No shards. You're getting sleepy now. Should I go to sleep or wait for the next story? Well, this is the last story. It's Central Illinois. Answer. Oh, okay. I posted Not Dad a few days ago as a personal experience I had when I was a kid. However, not far from my childhood home, maybe a 5-minute walk, give or take, is one of the state of Illinois' most haunted places. It's Central Illinois. What? Neighborhood watch stories? Oh, that'd be interesting. Does neighborhood watches even still exist? Or is that just like everybody's like a self-designated neighborhood watch? It's Central Illinois' answer to Chicagoland's Resurrection Cemetery, and its most famous ghost inhabitant, Resurrection Mary. And like Chicago, we have our own local ghost forever confined to the supposedly haunted grounds of what is called the Old State Hospital. This is the story of Old Book. Back in the 1920s, the Old State Hospital was the home of patients with mental health issues, even those with special needs such as Down syndrome, autism, and the like as these people. Oh, I see. Sound vaguely like the recent Dune movie soundtrack. Oh, I don't know. I don't quite recall what that sounded like. I remember the music in the Dune movie was like excessively loud. I couldn't that movie was so boring, dude. The movie was so boring. It like relied heavily upon like you knowing the book a lot, which I understand. Like it's a big series to cover, but and then the music was like unnecessarily loud compared to like the rest of the everything. I don't know, dude. That movie was. I kind of like hope that they don't make a second one just so I can rest easy knowing that it failed. I'm such a philosopher. What did I philosophize? What did I falafel about during my drunken time? Tell me. Even those with special needs such as Down syndrome, autism, and the like, as these people were treated as social pariahs back in the early days. It's sad but true. One such patient was a man with no name other than Old Book. He was a bookbinder in Chicago who suffered a severe mental breakdown and ceased speaking. Nobody had any way of contacting his relatives as he couldn't talk and carried no identification on him. Therefore, those who treated him sent him to the Old State Hospital with the name a bookbinder, using his profession as his means of identification. A bookbinder. Where you going, Pretty? Pretty was like so bad at jumping. He's like the worst at jumping. The one cat that we lived with for a while, the one that pissed on stuff, I remember he jumped like 8 feet in the air one time. It just like scared the shit out of me because we had this one mattress turned on its side in like a taller bedroom area, and he was looking up at it, and I was like, "There's no way you're getting up there," because I'd only ever really seen Pradeep jump, and then all of a sudden this cat literally just floated in the air, and I was like, why the fuck can't my cat do that? Therefore, those who treated him sent him to the Old State Hospital with the name A. Bookbinder, using his profession as his means of identification. He went by Book and seemed to respond to this new name. Over time, Book the grammar in this is weirds me out. Cliff Burton versus Cliff Barton, who's that? Over time, Book became to be. Love my videos since middle school. Thank you, Sunshine. That's crazy. It is crazy sometimes to think that people have been listening to me for like a large portion of their growing up time. It's pretty crazy. Ding, ding. Therefore, oh fuck, dude, where even am I? His new name, Book became very, what is it? Over time, oh my god. Over time, Book became a very helpful and calm patient. The doctors and nurses used the competent patients for labor, and Book was one of them and was known for his immense strength and size. One of his duties was to help bury patients who had passed away. The hospital had its own graveyard where patients were buried, so Book and other stronger patients would carry wooden caskets containing the departed to the graveyard, and then by a pulley and rope, the caskets would be lowered into the ground, and a priest would hold a service in the view of patients and the medical staff. After lowering the casket, Book would quietly walk over to an elm tree in the graveyard and lean up against it and sob for each patient that he helped carry to their final resting place. Please don't tell me it's okay. After lowering the casket, Book would quietly walk over to an elm tree in the graveyard and lean up against it and sob for each patient that he had helped carry to their final resting place. After composing himself, he would rejoin the group. Throughout the years, Book carried many of his friends to their final resting place, and not once did he not weep by the elm tree. Age caught up to old Book, and he too passed away. Book was a very liked individual by the doctors and nurses and patients alike. His service had a massive turnout as his still living friends carried his casket to the graveyard. After his casket was lowered into the ground, the priest started the service. All at once, a loud wailing was heard from the elm tree. Everyone directed their attention to the graveyard elm and saw the ghost of old Book crying against his tree. It was the loudest wail they'd ever heard, and one oh my god. It was the loudest wail they'd ever heard, one nurse would later say. Confused two doctors, what the fuck? His name is Book, yep. Old Book. Two confused doctors opened this casket. Motherfucker. Two confused doctors opened the casket and found old Book's corpse laying peacefully. They then directed their attention back to the ghost, who then disappeared. The service erupted in pandemonium after seeing this unexplainable sight, and it became the most widely told ghost story after this. Years later, the graveyard elm started to slowly die, so a couple of guys went down to cut the tree. Went down to cut the tree. Years later, the graveyard elm started to slowly die, so a couple of guys went to cut the tree down. However, as the chainsaw ate away at the trunk, the tree let out an inhuman cry. They stopped but resumed cutting it a few days later and had the same results. The graveyard elm was left alone for years upon years. Finally, a company was able to get the tree down, but not without the ghostly wailing once belonging to Old Book. Please join Cameo. I'd pay to hear you read some Ed Poe. Yeah, what's the deal with Cameo? What the fuck's that shit about? Do you have to read a lot of stuff, or do you just read a few things? Donald Duck jump scare, yeah. Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. I gotta click my outro script. Well, friends, we have arrived at the end of the stream, but I will read the outro script, and I do hope that you would help me say something funny. Do I like apple bottom jeans? I like the boots with the fur a little bit. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. I release new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/Let'sReadOfficial, and maybe even hear your story featured on the next video. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations and bonus content over on Patreon, or click that big join. Pradeep was at the window, and then he just ran away from it and ran upstairs. It's the window behind me, directly behind me. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations and bonus content over on Patreon, or click that big join button to hear about the extra perks offered for the channel. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all of these stories in big compilations and save huge on data, located anywhere you listen to podcasts. All links in the description below. Thanks so much, friends. Do I like shells and cheese? Yeah, it sounds good. And remember, it really do fart. That's a good one. I like that. Thanks so much, friends. And remember, it really do fart. Oh yeah, check out the chilling. There should be new content on chilling. And then, like I said, anybody who's a member, be sure to check out the new 3 hours of underwater spooky sounds. It's also got the same animation you're seeing right now on screen, just to, add to the whole aquarium effect. I could see it being pretty relaxing to have one in the background, perhaps. But anyways, friends, be kind, rewind, yes. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for the love and the support as always. Thanks for sticking with me, even whenever I was such a drunken jerkazoid the other night. But anyways, I will be getting this edited out early access on Patreon. It's just $1 a month over there, and then we'll get it up on YouTube today at 7 p.m. EST. Chef's kiss. It's the chef's kiss. It's a shit's kiss. It's not what I meant, but you get the idea. So I will be back on Thursday for a live stream. So I hope to see you there. Follow me on Twitter at Let's Read Creepy. I should have picked a different name, but whatever, it doesn't matter. At Let's Read Creepy on Twitter. Hit the notification bell on there and on YouTube just so you don't miss it. And yeah, I will see y'all oh so fricka-lickin' soon. Bye-bye.